Sup nerds! So in today's video, we have Geek or Jock, episode 5. In this episode, we're going to be covering everything you need to know about the MCU going into Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. All this information is based on loose threads, so let's go through each part of this video. I'm going to be giving you a rapid fire coverage of all of the plot lines that I think are unlikely to come back going into Secret Wars and after Secret Wars. I just don't think they're going to come back at all. The villains that are still alive or I think could be resurrected going into Secret Wars. The teams that are forming or that have already been formed. A rapid fire coverage of all the plotlines that I think are important going into Secret Wars and beyond going into the Mutant Saga. And then I'm going to be compacting all that together to form storylines that I think are important for the future of the MCU. And going with those storylines, I'm going to give you my projected MCU projects for Phase 6, 7, and 8 of the MCU going into the year 2032. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this in the future from me, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit a fantastic right into the notification bell. Let's get straight into it. So these are all the plot devices that I think are unlikely to come back, but some of them are way more possible and way more probable than others. For example, our first one is Tony having the Illuminati app on his phone in Iron Man 2. That specific plot detail I don't think is going to come back, but it is possible that the Illuminati comes back. So let's get into the rest of them. The Grey Master and the Collector having a brotherly team up. When Doctor Strange saw 1 out of 14,605 possibilities of them in Infinity War, seeing if they win against Thanos, could include them winning against Thanos, but then also being able to succeed in everything past in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Thanos knowing Tony Stark specifically might have to do with Doomsday in some way. He's like, oh, you're cursed or whatever, so that might have something to do with something that he's Doom or whatever. I don't know. There was 3 energy surges among Earth in Infinity War and Endgame with Thanos, Tony, and Hulk snaps, so that could activate an X gene or something like that. Thanos doesn't destroy the stones, but he atomizes them, so technically there would be maybe some way they could get the Infinity Stones back. Tony discovers time travel with a reverse Mobius strip, and Mobius is one of the main members in the TVA, so that maybe Loki was sending a signal to the 616 universe. Depending on how Steve Rogers' time travel logic works, if he went back to a different universe, kind of whatever, in the past, and got a different shield. Maybe he got a different shield and this one's adamantium instead of vibranium. There's Black Widow soldiers all over the globe. Absolute points in general. The Eternal Sprite becomes a human. Depending on what you believe in is where you go after you die. The Sokovia Accords were repealed. The Daredevil and She-Hulk relationship. Mantis is Star-Lord's half-sister. How Rocket got Bucky's arm. Janet Van Dyne's powers. Rhodey and Ross were Skrulls, which I think happened after Endgame. I don't think all of that Rhodey performance was a Skrull. I think he got a surgery afterwards or whatever. Time slipping. An older version of the Avengers team with like an old T'Challa and Red Guardian, Goliath, stuff like that, like we saw in What If, but now getting them in live action. The character Kahori coming into live action. Jennifer Kale from Agatha All Along could come back in a Supernatural project. Aubrey Plaza, Cassida's death, could come back in the films. The new team of the Watchers with Captain Carter and Kahori and Birdie and Storm. Sidewinder's buyer in the beginning of the film could be related to Kingpin, could be Sharon Carter or something like that. And Muse living. Now let's move on to all the villains that I think could technically come back in the future. Justin Hammer, Arnim Zola, Ultron, Mordo, Shocker, Scorpion, Sonny Burch, Sharon Carter, Venom, Kang, Xialing, Namor, High Evolutionary, Sonya Fallsworth, Gaia, Miss Minutes, Agatha, Death, Red Hulk, the Leader, Dex, and Val. I know that's a lot of names, but now we're going to get into the teams that are forming, so we'll put the villain teams together too. This is a team that I think should form, but might not. We have the Kingpin Empire. We have Justin Hammer for the technology. We have Sonny Burch for the money part of it. We have Sharon Carter for like the arms deals and like everything with that. We have Xialing, so we have some military kind of like battling force. And then we have the 2 other planers with Sonya Fallsworth and Val. This is a team that I think could technically happen, and a lot of these characters could just go off in their own and could be a villain in another plot line, but I think I heard that in Doomsday or in Secret Wars, there's going to be a team called the Masters of Evil, and I think each faction, each section of Battleworld is going to be ruled by a villain, and it'll be like themed around them or whatever, so I think that'll be cool, but I'm just going to go over all the characters that I think could be a part of this. We have Arnim Zola. We could have him rule over some Hydra faction. We have Ultron. We could have him rule over some technological section of Battleworld. We could have Mordo in some mystic area where he tries to take out all the sorcerers. We have Zemo trying to take over Madripoor. We have Kang. I'm a little questionable about Kang because I think he could just be like a plot device where Doom just kills all the Kangs. He's kind of the Molecule Man kind of guy. Namor ruling over all the water. The High Evolutionary making his counter-Earth. Gaia, this one, again, I'm a little questioned if she's going to come back. Maybe Doom, again, kills her and kind of shows how powerful he is. Miss Minutes rolling at Doom's side, where she kind of, like, just attaches herself to whoever is the most powerful. Agatha, she's dead, so you would have to resurrect her. Red Hulk, again, I don't think he's going to kind of rule over anything. I think if it is a Hulk villain that rules over everything, it's going to be Maestro. And then I think the leader, if he is in there, is going to be at Doom's, like, right-hand man, and he's going to kind of calculate stuff for him. Now we have another Thunderbolts team. I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't want another Thunderbolts team, and I don't think Thunderbolts did well enough for them to make another Thunderbolts movie. But if they were, I think it would be Zemo, Red Hulk, the leader, and possibly Dex. We have the start of the Sinister Six, or just Spider-Man 4 villains. We have Scorpion and Shocker. And if you don't remember Shocker, he was just in a few scenes in Homecoming, so I doubt they would use the same kind of guy. And if they do, they'll give him like a cool suit. So I don't think it'll happen. We have the Eternals that we don't really have to worry about. Sprightly Human, Ajax, Icarus, and Gilgamesh are all dead. And then if they do another Eternals movie, Arishem took Kingo, Cersei, and Phastos. So we're left with Druig, Makari, and Athena, and I guess Star Fox and Pip. So if you want to deal with Harry Styles in the MCU. We have the new Guardians team with Groot, Kraglin, Adam Warlock, Rocket, Phyla-Vell, and Cosmo. Then I think this is going to be a big team, big characters here for Doomsday and Secret Wars. We have the TVA squad with Sylvie, with Mobius, with Loki, with Hunter B-15, with OB, with Casey. Then we have the Void team, and who's the Void team? We have Deadpool, we have Wolverine, we have Gambit, we have Blade, we have Elektra, we have X-23. I think a few of these characters are already in the OG X-Men universe, so I think you can just kind of throw them with them. We have the new Watchers from What If Season 3. We have the Thunderbolts, Ghost, Yelena, Bucky, Red Guardian, John Walker, and Bob. We have the Fantastic Four. Then this is where I kind of get creative with it. These are the street level heroes. We have the Defenders, so we have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. On top of that, we have Punisher. We have the new White Tiger. This will end up being Angela Del Toro. We have Karen Page. We have Spider-Man. And we have Echo. Now, this is a big one. We have the Avengers. I feel the most confident about these six because they were announced in Doomsday, the chair event. Captain America, Sam Wilson. Joaquin Phoenix, Falcon. We have Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Shuri's Black Panther. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. And Shang-Chi. These next seven, I think, are kind of a given. We have Hulk, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, She-Hulk, Rhodey, and Hawkeye. Potentially She-Hulk's not on the team, but I feel like if Bruce is, I think definitely She-Hulk is. Now we have the Young Avengers. I'm going to put a little asterisk on a few of them because I think there's a few that I think kind of I just throw in there because I hope they're in it, but I don't think they will be. We have Morgan Stark. I don't think she's going to be in it, but it would be cool. We have Patriot from Falcon Winter Soldier. We have Kid Loki from Loki Season 1. Now we're getting to the more established team. We have Kate Bishop, American Chavez, Miss Marvel, Scar, Ironheart, Cassie Lang as Stature, Wiccan and Speed, Angela Del Toro, and Songbird from Thunderbolts, because she had a little necklace with the songbird on it, and it was like, oh my gosh, look, is it going to be her? And it will be, so hopefully she's on the Young Avengers. The title that people are going with is Champions. I think Champions sounds a little corny. It's like, how do you end up with the name Champions? Like, Avengers makes sense. Champions feels weird, so I would love for them. They don't have to do Young Avengers, because a few of them are way too old. One of them is now married, Haley Steinfeld. Congratulations. Gotta love Josh Allen. Now we have the OG X-Men and Monica. We have Maria Rambeau, Beast, Professor X, Magneto, James Marsden as Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Rebecca Romaine, and Gambit. Don't think I'm going to stop there. I don't know why the Doomsday chairs stopped there. I think it's just because they want to surprise us. maybe in a trailer. Hopefully they just wait to the movie to show us, but maybe not. We have Jean Grey, we have Storm, we have Bobby Drake Iceman, we have Rogue, and maybe they'll do it in Doomsday, but maybe they'll save it from Secret Wars. Deadpool, and Wolverine. Now we have all the characters that I don't really know where to put them. Nova, if they bring him in. Wong, Valkyrie, M'Baku, Heimdall, if they resurrect him. Jane Foster, Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, Sylvester Stallone's character in Guardians, Okoye, White Vision, Katie from Shang-Chi, Michelle Yeoh's character from Shang-Chi, Korg and Meek, Hercules, Zeus, T'Challa's son, Ravonna Renslayer, Sabra, I believe her name is, Isaiah Bradley, and Swordsman. If we get a Doctor Strange movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars, I hope it's a Midnight Suns movie. I think it would be really cool to see in Doctor Strange 3, he gets stuck in the Dark Dimension or whatever, and this team bails him out, and Wanda's alive, or something like that would be really cool. We have Wong, we have Doctor Strange, we have Clea, we have Dame Whitman's Black Knight, we have Blade, finally, Moon Knight, Scarlet Scarab, Werewolf by Night, Ted, also known as Man-Thing, Elsa Bloodstone, Jennifer Kale, and Ghost Rider. Here are all the multiversal cameos I think are going to appear in Secret Wars, and I think, again, I'll have these all show up in Secret Wars and not in Doomsday. Also, you could do a bunch more cameos, but I think these ones, if you just do a few really good ones and give them decent screen time, I think that would be amazing. Yes, you could do fun little Easter eggs in the background, but don't make a bunch of, like, cameos like the main point of Secret Wars. Toby and Andrew, you have to. Again, Ghost Rider. A superior Iron Man either played by RDJ or Tom Cruise, as people have suggested. The 2005 Fantastic Four. You have RDJ as Doom. You have Chris Evans as Captain Hydra. You have Mark Ruffalo as the Maestro. And then for the other three, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, I don't know an evil counterpart, so I know Ronan for Hawkeye would be cool. But if you guys know in the comments, a bunch of other characters that are from the comics that are dark Avengers, that are like just the Avengers but evil, that'd be cool. I just hope they do something with that. So these are all the plot devices that I think are likely to come back leading up to Secret Wars, in Secret Wars, or after Secret Wars, leading up to the Mutant Saga. We have Tony's vision from Age of Ultron, where Wanda makes him see a kind of dream, which, remember, dream is just us seeing into other realities. This vision could just be of Tony's kind of prophecy of Endgame going bad, or this could be leading up to Doomsday, where he sees all the Avengers die, and it could be him as Doctor Doom, as Victor Von Doom in another universe, and like he actually killed all the Avengers, and like this is him visioning, seeing him kill all the Avengers. I think that would be cool. Loki saying the sun will shine on him and his brother again. We will see Loki and Thor in Avengers Doomsday, so hopefully they will see each other again. White Vision getting his memories back. The Void being a clean slate that somebody can take advantage of and rule over. Maybe Doom using it as a area to create Battleworld. Ta Lo being kind of like a pocket dimension in the MCU where people could hide away and be safe. Uatu the Watcher coming into live action and being an actual person and an entity that can intervene. The Ten Rings are sending out a signal, maybe to Kang, maybe to Doom, maybe to a bunch of dragons would be cool. Tiamat being made out of adamantium. Arishem the Judge judging the Eternals. Dane Whitman, also known as Black Knight, getting the Ebony Blade and getting recruited by Blade. The Kingpin Empire forming. At least just the Egyptian gods needing avatars. Jake Lockley. The multiverse, incursions, dreamwalking, Scarlet Witch's death. The quantum bands being associated with time travel and being this mysterious technology, and technically they were found at Eon's grave. Kamala Khan, also known as Miss Marvel, being a mutant. Everybody at Olympus are corrupt gods. All the events of Werewolf by Night could technically take place in the nightmare realm that Mobius talks about in the TVA. T'Challa's son, T'Challa. The potential for Adam Warlock to play a big deal in Doomsday and Secret Wars because he didn't get to play that in the Infinity Saga. Nick Fury running Saber. The Quantum Realm being an adjacent realm to the 616. Loki holding the multiverse together. Anchor beings. The reason why Thor was crying. Cassandra Nova's weapon, also known as the Time Ripper. Chris Evans, Johnny Storm saying that Reed knew about the Void and the multiverse, which could mean that the Reed in the new Fantastic Four movie could know about the multiverse and the void and stuff like that, especially because his technology looks a lot like the TVA technology. Henry Cavill playing a Wolverine variant, or maybe some other variant of another character. Deadpool and Wolverine could now be in the X-Men 10005 universe with X-23 and Gambit. The Scarlet Witch lives, Sam forming the new Avengers, the Sentry and Void dynamic, and seeing who the new president is. And now we're going to be condensing that all together and forming the storylines that are going to affect the MCU in the future. These ones are all associated with the multiverse, the TVA, and the Void. The TVA under Loki now protects the multiverse and creates and grows the branches rather than just pruning them. Again, the multiverse incursions and the mission that Doctor Strange is going to go on with Clea in the Dark Dimension, maybe with Dormammu. Kang not being truly defeated and might be defeated one by one in each universe by Doom. Renslayer being in the Void with Alioth could play a hand in how Doom takes over the Void. And the importance of Monica Rambeau going over and crossing into that incursion into the OG X-Men universe. Now we're going to go into the cosmic storylines. Nova's origin story starting with Thanos' attack on Xandar. Arishem the Judge judging the Eternals. Hercules and Thor fighting, but maybe also teaming up. And where the new Guardians take us. Now we have the straight level storylines with Arnim Zola and Hydra coming back. The Kingpin Empire developing. Nobody knowing who Peter Parker is, so now we just have to deal with Spider-Man and he gets hopefully a street level story. The conflict between Adamantium and Vibranium. Adamantium now being used for genetic engineering. New York now being under martial law under Kingpin, and the Punisher and a bunch of other people being trapped in cages. Now we have our supernatural storyline. This is going to be the Dark Dimension, Dormammu, the incursions and everything that Doctor Strange is going to have to deal with, hopefully now including the Midnight Suns. And here are all the other storylines. I didn't know where to categorize them. We have Vision's quest. I don't know if it's going to be technological or mystical. We have Star-Lord returning somewhere. Bucky and Sam colliding in the Avengers conflict. And to end the video, we're going to go over my projected Phase 6, 7, and 8 projects of the MCU. For Phase 6, we obviously have the confirmed projects like Fantastic Four First Steps, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, Wonder Man, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, The Punisher Special Presentation, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Vision Quest, X-Men 97 Season 2, and Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. My prediction, though, is that in 2027, between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, they try to sneak into maybe that May slot or a July slot. They try to sneak in Doctor Strange 3, and maybe Doctor Strange 3 and the Midnight Suns. Personally, what I want them to do is push back Secret Wars again, delay it again, just give them more time and more projects to kind of fit stuff in and get the fans back to come back and see these movies for some reason. Let's go see Black Panther 3. But you're going to end your phase with Secret Wars either way. So you're ending Phase 6, and you can start Phase 7 if you don't push it into 2027. You can put Black Panther 3 after Secret Wars. And then at least from 2028 to 2032, we're going to have one X-Men movie at least per year. I think that would work very well if they released 2 movies a year, and one of them is an X-Men movie, and then another one is just some other Marvel project. So for 2028, recap, Black Panther 3, and then I think they do the first X-Men film. 2029, I think they do Thor 5, and then Scarlet Witch is associated with the X-Men, so that'll be a whole X-Men plot. 2030 is going to be Spider-Man 5 and Deadpool and Wolverine 2, or maybe just another Deadpool sequel. And then to cap off 2031 and capping off Phase 7, we have the Fantastic Four sequel, and then we have Avengers vs. X-Men. And then in 2032, starting Phase 8, they are going to have some collection of Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange 3, Spider-Man 6, and Captain America Civil War 2. I could try to predict all the animated project and all the shows that they're going to put together, but I'm just going to name a few because I think they'd be really fun. A Ghost Rider project, a Midnight Suns project, a Young Avengers / Champions project, and then my personal favorite, an X-Men Origins project, where we have each season is going to be one X-Men, and we just go through, and it's like, oh, this season's all about Storm. Here's her backstory, here's a storyline she goes through, and it'd be a lot of fun to see them interact with characters through the MCU, and interact with the other mutants in a storyline, but also flash back to their origins. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And that's it in the video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and into the notification bell. And as always, make sure to have a fantastic day. And if you cannot have a fantastic day today, have a fantastic day tomorrow. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, nerds!